দক্ষিণ আফ্ৰিকাৰ ক্ৰিকেটৰ দলটোৱে সংবাদমেল সম্বোধন কৰিছে আমি পুনপটক আপোনালোকক লৈ গৈছো সংবাদমেলৰ মাজলৈ
Medical staff obviously wasn't at practice today but they'll make a call in the next 24 hours. As far as the pitch is concerned, obviously I had a look at it this morning, still 2 days out, so it's difficult to predict if they're going to actually cut more grass off or not. That will obviously make a difference. But what we heard is that it tends to be a good batting wicket up front, and becomes spinning wicket later on in the game. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it spins earlier, like the previous test turned out to be.
I got for the first time here the timing has been changed. In this test, first lunch will be taken, then tea will be taken. How your team is prepared for that? And coming to Simon Harmer, he bowled brilliantly in the last match. 4 wickets in first innings, second innings also 4 wickets. But from Indian side, Bumrah also took wickets. So looking about the pitch, you have got a look at the pitch. How do you think that fast bowlers also might come into the pitch? Because here in the morning is quite chilly. What do you make of this match and the timings that had been changed for this match specifically?
Yes, it's interesting. It's the first time in my career I'm going to have tea first and then lunch. But with the game starting at 9 o'clock, it obviously will be a little bit, I thought it will be cooler. It was quite hot at 9 o'clock. But obviously it will be a little bit more moisture. So I think in terms of the first hour, the new ball should play a role. For how long, we're not sure. We'll have to see. I know back home in Durban, we start at 9 o'clock, and sometimes the ball goes around for the first hour, and then it settles down. And that side, it's up to lunch. This side is up to tea. But yeah, we prepare as much as we can in terms of both scenarios. We have to get through various sessions. So for us, it's just about playing each session on its own, and therefore try to win session by session and not think too far ahead.
In Calcutta, Vian Mulder had a pretty good game with the bat, and in the first innings he took the new ball as well. How is his bowling coming along, and how important is that aspect of his game to balancing the South Africa side in India?
Yeah, it's vital in terms of your team balance. To have a player like that is crucial. We actually got 3 or 4 guys who now can do a job with both bat and ball, which makes it a little bit better for selection. And it's also guys you can rely on different phases of the game, the new ball, and hopefully if you do get a little bit of reverse swing later on, you can play a role there. And obviously our spin bowlers, they're also playing a big role in between, so it's about how we're balancing that.
In terms of his skills and how that's developing for, say, subcontinental conditions.
Yeah, it's just about adapting to conditions. I think it's what you prepare for in terms of conditions, and then apply skills to that. So it's basically just all in our prep, if I'm answering correctly.
Ideally, I suppose in the subcontinent you would want to bat first, but this 9 o'clock start and the way the pitch is today, is that like a tricky decision at the toss?
Yeah, look, I think end of the day, runs on the board does put pressure on. So I think generally over a 5-day test match, you would tend to want to bat first, try and get runs on the board. But like I think India mentioned, that if the ball starts spinning from day one, sometimes it doesn't really play a role because it becomes a low-scoring game like the last one. And then sort of batting first, second doesn't play as big a role. But if the pitch is going to play decently for the first 2 days, then you obviously want to bat first. And hopefully then the wicket does crumble up a bit and spin later on. And that's the reason you will want to bat first, so that you can get those conditions later on and play to your advantage. So I think in principle, 90% of the time you'll look to bat first if you can.
Hi. Just in terms of timing again, that you spoke earlier, Do players have to make too much of an adjustment in terms of time change, body sleep pattern, eating habits? Is that too much of a change, or it's not much?
Yeah, it will be different because generally you start test match probably 2 hours later. But fortunately, we started practice this morning early. We got at the hotel, it's alarm clock 6:30 already. So we are conditioning ourselves to be ready for that. And I think, we got the schedule a long time ahead. So mentally, you just prepare yourself for that. I think today was good for us in terms of the practice early on. So I think we will be fine. Obviously, adapting to the hours you say. Probably end of play at 4 o'clock. Because I saw yesterday, it was already dark by 4ish. But yes, that's the challenge of playing Test cricket is you have to know how to adapt, and you have to adapt.
Coach Simon Harmer had a bit of a shoulder niggle we saw. So is he fine? And the fact that Indian middle order is so stacked with left-handers, do you think that kind of in any way makes the job of the bowlers slightly easier, like a predictable line and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, in terms of his fitness, he's fine. He bowled today at nets, no problems there. And obviously, if the ball spins as early as it did in the last test, then a majority of the Indian batting lineup are left-handers. That brings him into a game a lot. And also, we balance him quite up nicely with Keshav. Bowled to the right-handers. He got Rahul out in the first innings, which was a big wicket for us. So yes, I think it always depends on when do you come more into the game as a spinner. Is it first innings or second innings? So yeah, if it's first innings and it doesn't spin as much, I think he's still a good enough bowler just to control the game. And once it starts spinning, then he's obviously a danger. And that's